I need to know everything, who and the what and the where, I need everything. Trust me, I hear what you're saying, but act like it's new what you're telling me. I'm curious, George, I hop in the Porsche, 5 and a horse, I'm ready for war, I'm coming for throats, to turn to a ghost, I need to know everything.
For some reason, you love that song.
I don't know why. It just makes me laugh. I need to know everything, which
kind of
everything. That kind of sounds really bad, I guess, or it could sound really good, depending on how you want to look at it.
I need to know everything.
Not like that.
Okay.
I need to know everything. I'm a country hick.
Yeah, no. I once knew a guy that had a PhD that he talked like this the whole time. I was like, hello, Forrest Gump, but he knew more than most people.
Oh, Lord.
You can't help his accent.
Well, different parts of Arkansas have different accents, that's for sure. I mean...
Welcome to Things I Want to Know.
Today,
I'm Paul G.
And I'm Andrea Newton.
Oh, are you going to claim my name?
I'm married to, and it's legal now.
Was it not legal before?
It's like everything's getting switched over, so it feels legal.
You missed that one.
That's okay. Well, today we're going to talk about two cases that...
Why two?
Well, number one, there's not a whole lot of information, but number two, they're literally like disappeared without a trace kind of a situation. Yeah. And it's like mind-boggling. One of them's out of Pine Bluff.
Mind-boggling?
Yeah, and the other one's out of Marigold. Is it?
Marigold.
Magnolia?
Make up your mind. There's Marigold and Magnolia.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
There's also Toadsuck and Crosset.
Can you imagine writing that on letters? Toadsuck, Arkansas, and then your zip code?
Better than Go Suck a Toad, Arkansas.
That can't be a town. I hope not.
It would be nice if it was. I'd live there.
Go suck a toad?
Go suck a toad.
Go suck a toad?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Where do you live? Go suck a toad. And I'd be like, dude, man, I'm just asking a nice question. I'm just trying to figure out where you live. Oh, that's where I live. Go suck a toad. Do you have to say it like that? Duh.
Well, I mean, what other weird? We have Pine Bluff, which is where this one's out of.
Piney Bluff?
That is what? The southern part of the state?
No, it's mid part of the state on the west side.
Is it west side? Because I just have to look at a map. I'll just know that Pine Bluff is a rough town.
Yeah, Pine Bluff was per capita, and I don't know if it still is this year, the past year, the murder capital of the United States.
That's really saying something.
Per capita.
For the state of Arkansas. Lovely.
It surpassed Philadelphia, which they used to call Killadelphia.
Nice.
Yeah, it was bad.
Well, this case is going to take place in the first one.
It was all solved stuff. It was all like gang violence, and they knew who did it.
Well, there's not a lot of podcasts coming out of Pine Bluff other than, like...
We don't know that. There's podcasts everywhere. There's so many these days. Everybody and their dog does one.
Yeah, I will admit that's true. Yeah. And even if you look up true crime, we're probably not in the algorithm for true crime, even though we've been covering a lot of true crime.
Well, we've been doing this since 2021.
Yeah, we had a hiatus for a bit.
I didn't eat nothing.
No, we had bad internet for a bit because according to you, we lived in the banjo boonies.
Well, it became difficult to run a podcast because the banjos wouldn't stop playing.
It's because we had internet that was not the greatest.
I
know for you people out there that have to have like satellite internet, I totally feel your pain.
Hey, the Tesla stuff's not bad.
That's true. I have heard of that. We've contemplated that, but we have pretty decent internet now that we're in the city.
No, in the city, yeah, we got fiber.
Which is nice.
I got me some fiber.
Well, go have your Metamucil then.
It makes it run faster.
Oh gosh.
What? It does.
All right, this first thing we're going to talk about, and I'm gonna do my best not to butcher her name, Cleashindra Hall.
Cleashindra.
I'm going to call her Miss Hall because that's
Miss Hall. What if she was a Mrs.?
Well, she's a Mrs., I guess technically.
Okay.
She was 18.
Where was this at? It's out in Marigold?
Pine Bluff.
Pine Bluff. And
she went missing on May 9th, 1994.
That's not that long ago. We were still youths.
Yes, we were still youths.
Of the nation. Sorry, couldn't help it.
Oh my gosh. It was the 90s, which we all of us remember the 90s. Some of us.
Your daughter didn't remember the 90s.
She wasn't around in the 90s. 94, I was in high school. I was a sophomore.
94, I was buying liquor with illegal means. I wasn't 21 yet.
At least you admit it. But she's 2 weeks from graduating high school. She was accepted to Tennessee State University for a pre-med program, so she's going to go away for the state. She was working evenings in a small in-home business run by a woman by the name of Gloria Dent. And when I found out about this business, okay, can you, as a parent, you're dropping your child off to go to work, because I guess she wasn't driving yet. And this is an in-home business. I think as a parent, I would be a little nervous about that. But supposedly they did a bunch of grant writing services, and it was quoted in the paper as Arkansas Federal Child Care Nutrition and Educational Services. I Googled that because I was curious. What is that?
And that's a thing.
And basically, it deals with the school nutrition. That's all I could find on it now.
You get free. That's where you would get your free lunch stuff.
Yeah, but I was like, what the heck is this? And why is it running out of someone's house?
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
Well, if we could run a nonprofit out of the house, and then if we were able to get the grant for it.
Well, that's true. But I don't know. I'm just like, this seems just kind of strange. But that's just because.
So what? She was working. What was happening there?
She was working pretty much part-time, just
part-time for this person
out of their house,
giving food away.
No, she was in their house filing paperwork. That's all I could find. And she's kind of like a clerk filer, that kind of thing. And she worked in the evenings from from 5 to 9. So she wasn't like.
So no child labor laws are being violated.
No. So basically, her mom takes her to work, drops her off, and then she never comes home.
Well, isn't her mom supposed to come pick her up, or is she walking home?
Her mom's supposed to come pick her up, and when she picks her up, her daughter's not there.
Well, what about the person that runs the joint?
They say that she came in, asked for a glass of water, said she had a headache, and left in a vehicle.
Okay.
I know. And this is why this is what was mind-blowing to me, because I kept thinking, how would I feel dropping my kid off to where she works now, which I'm not going to say. And then I come back and they tell me she gets in a car and disappears. Granted, it's a restaurant. She works at a restaurant. But if it's like at somebody's house, I think as a parent, my first response is I went in that blankety blank door. Where's my kid? I mean.
It's possible. I mean, I guess she could have just said, screw you, I'm out.
There was some stuff that I read on that they were saying that maybe she had a boyfriend, maybe she had, X, Y, and Z.
It was
maybe
94, so it wasn't quite internet stalkery.
That she just up and left, but there's no really proof of that either, that she ran away or anything like that. So basically, this poor family.
What the police say? Did it say anything on the police? It was in the paper, right?
The police, but get this, the interesting thing that I thought was interesting is the guy that runs this place, this non-for-profit, is Dr. Amos, A-M-O-S. Basically, like, the police didn't get into this house until like several weeks later.
What?
Which I find that odd.
But she's not dead. How old was she? She was 18.
She's 18.
Well, it makes it tough, because if you're there at 18, especially 94, none of that really mattered. You know what I mean? In 94, that was all you're going to get.
Yeah. So
they could do whatever they want. Nowadays, there's a little bit different laws. If you're in high school and 18, then they can fudge it a little bit. But back then, if you're 18, that's it.
Yeah. Now it's a little bit more gray area, but it's like, why did they not, I couldn't find anything to explain why they weren't let in sooner and why they didn't pursue it sooner. So that's like the number one red flag to me is maybe they thought she's 18, she'll come back. I'm gonna,
Or she just left.
If she just
18.
left.
Yeah.
But the interesting part that I read in some of the cases is they asked the neighbors around the house, like, hey, did you see a strange car come up around 8:30, whatever? And nobody could verify this car was ever there. But at the same time, how much do we pay attention to our neighbors at our house?
Back then, a little bit more than now.
Yeah.
We're all sequestered, and we don't want to know what anybody else's business is anymore. The apathy of time has grown.
Yeah.
But back then, we had more nosy neighbors.
Which nosy neighbors are kind of a sin and a curse at the same time.
Well, you know what? I think people should be more nosy. Because if they were more nosy, then they'd get to know the other people. And the other people might actually get to know them, and then we might actually have a society that gets their nose out of their damn phone.
You got a good valid point there. But what's weird about this case is she left her purse.
In the house?
Yes, left her money
that
and her
could kill
personal
her.
items. It's like she just disappeared.
He either did something, the dude that she's working for, or she left with this other guy.
Which they can't confirm that there's anybody else. That's the thing.
Well, did they put any cadaver dogs on her house?
No, not that I could find. No cadaver dogs in her house. I couldn't find anything talks about her personal life other than she was just a typical teenager from 1994. There's so many like open questions here. But the weird thing though is there's no evidence of high risk relationships. There's no evidence of any high risk friendships or high risk behavior that I could find. I pulled through like every resource I can think of to Google, like, was she maybe not having a good home life and she just decided poof. But if you're not having a good home life, I would think you would not try to go to college. You wouldn't leave your purse. You wouldn't leave your money. You wouldn't leave your personal effects at your job. You would take that with you, I would think.
I don't know. I mean, maybe, I guess.
But there's no body, there's no clothing, there's no forensic material. But here's the weird part, though. When they
never found her, did they?
They never found her. But when they get into this guy's house, things were rearranged and changed.
How do they know that if they weren't in there before?
I don't know. But I guess I don't know. It said other people were aware that things looked like they were moved. And there's a fresh coat of paint in the entry room. See luminol. I don't know why they didn't luminol.
You know, luminol is not cheap.
No, it's not. But
I'd be surprised how much luminol costs.
But it's just weird though. Like he delayed access. Like the place was thoroughly cleaned, rearranged, partially repainted. That right there screams red flag.
Yeah.
Like you partially paint something.
And they just let this go. They didn't get a warrant or anything.
But the weird thing is they the employer, excuse me, Dr. Amos, went in the paper to basically like say I had nothing to do with this. I don't know what happened. Of course he's going to think. But here's a weird quote from him. Nobody directly has accused me of anything, but I've been told things second and third hand. No matter what sick things are said, I don't let it faze me. That's a quote in the paper. Huh. Now, to me, that's a weird quote. Well,
I mean, it could just be a dude that doesn't know how to speak correctly as well.
Or it could be a narcissistic little turd and he doesn't, you know what I'm saying?
Well, just like we've always said, just because somebody mouths off doesn't mean they did anything.
That's true. I mean, you have a very valid point, but it's just like, poof, there's no fibers, there's no body, there's no nothing. And this poor family, in the paper I've been reading, like when in other resources, very much hooked up with the Morgan Nick Foundation and have these vigils pretty frequently, in Pine Bluff and other parts of the state to try to advertise this case. But it's like, it went nowhere. Like there's like poof, she's gone. And I find that strange. Like how can someone just disappear? Like there has to be something that can lead you to that. But if you go into a house several days later or weeks later, you can't, the evidence is gone. But why didn't they go in there right away? They were the last people to see her. That's what I don't understand.
The good news is luminol is actually not as expensive as it used to be.
Oh, really?
When it first came out, it was $1,500 for like a half liter. Oh, now you can get it for like $20 for a little bitty spray bottle, probably about 4 ounces.
I don't know why they didn't pull anything. Yeah.
I mean, all they had to do is spray it once. It'll go, yeah.
But in 2012, they were doing some remodeling on this house. Or I don't know if the owners have moved on. I couldn't really find anything on that. But the insulation inside a wall had blood. And a warrant was issued. The blood was collected. But the investigator left the tubes of all that evidence in his car overnight. So
and was it in the middle of summer?
All it said was because he left it overnight, they were unable to pull any evidence.
It's chain of evidence, probably.
But chain of evidence, you pick up the evidence
and he walked away from it. It was unguarded. But
he left it in his car and he didn't take it to be ran. How do you do that? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I know people make fun of our state constantly, but
there's a reason.
No, this is a prime example, though.
Right.
If anybody listening that's like part of this investigation, if you have something else to say, please, by all means, reach out to us because
Yeah. We want to hear from you. We are only able to go off with public record.
Yeah, and we could FOIA till the cows come home in Arkansas, which I understand their position. They don't want to. They want to hold on to things until things are solved.
All right. So I asked Chat GPT here to just tell me how this chain of custody stuff works. Right?
It's extremely important because you can get somebody, not
The
convicted.
lead investigator placed the evidence in the trunk of his personal vehicle, took it home, stored it overnight, delivered it to the crime lab the following day. That's not a minor paperwork error. That's a hard break in standard evidence handling.
I would think so, yeah.
Chain of custody exists to answer one brutal question. Can you prove no one altered it? Is stored in a non-secure environment, and that's what he did. They consider a locked trunk in your car to be non-secured.
But if you think about it, say if they got a DNA hit on that, they couldn't use that because the chain of custody was messed up.
Yeah.
Correct? Am I correct?
Yeah, they actually said the Arkansas State Crime Lab reported there's no blood or usable forensic material on the tested items.
Which is mind-blowing to me.
Maybe it wasn't blood after all. Maybe it was just like paint or something.
Yeah. But the only thing, I couldn't find much else about this case, which is mind-blowing to me because this is 94. It's the beginning of some stuff. I would think we'd find something, but the last place she was in was a house and people cleaned up. I think you probably have nothing. But you have a family that's missing their daughter and they don't know what happened. I mean, there's
nobody other than the owner of the business to say that she got picked up by somebody.
Yeah, him and his wife.
Yeah.
Which I hate to say this, and this is just speculation. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, we don't really know.
We don't know. But if he did do something to her and his wife could be threatened or maybe she's a part of it. I mean, I'm not saying that she is. This is a hypothetical scenario, so nobody come after us. But it's just two people and this girl's gone. I mean,
it's investigation 101. The last person to be with Cleashindra is the person that's of interest right now.
Yeah, there's still a 20,000.
Because they control the environment.
Yeah, exactly.
They provided the only narrative of the exit. They delayed the law enforcement's access to the house, and they altered the interior. And they may have altered the interior before police could document it, and that's breaks everything right there. All of that breaks it. And until you figure that out, there's nobody else that can be a suspect.
No, there's still a $20,000 reward last I could find on this person. I mean, whoever has information or whatever can leave.
It didn't mean they did anything. They could be completely innocent, but at the same time, that's what you got to do. You got to take a run on them as a police and see what the hell they know.
But I would think if we worked out of our home here and somebody came here and then disappeared and we knew that they went in the car and left, I think I'd be letting the police in immediately.
What's it matter?
I would be like, I have nothing to do with this.
Yeah.
Come raid my house, turn it upside down.
Don't turn it upside down. You can look though. Just be, come on.
But you would be screaming to the rooftops, come look, to prove yourself innocent.
Yeah.
That's the weird part.
I want to know why did it take so long to get searched?
The only thing I can think of is she's 18 and maybe I don't know. I know in the 70s and 80s, it was that whole 72-hour rule before they do anything. This is the 90s. I didn't know if that still applied. Or she's 18 and they figured she just ran off her own will and that kind of thing. I mean, who knows?
I think they probably, the Cade Mercer AI thinks that since there was no body, she was a legal adult, there's no sign of forced entry, there's no sign of fighting, no immediate blood or violence reported, then what are they going to do?
But they could have at least gone in to see that.
They had no probable cause.
I would think a person's missing is probable cause. But
I don't know. He walked out. Can I take a look? No, I really don't want you to look.
Well, I could see that too. If they say that, then what are you going to do?
Yeah, and there's no probable cause there. You have no reason to believe that person left any evidence behind because you don't know of a crime. There's no crime that's been committed.
It's just a sad thing for this family because they'll never know what happened to their daughter.
It sucks. But, the problem is those rules are here to be fair, and they're to be fair because we don't want to send anybody to jail who's innocent.
And that's true. That's why we have these. Unlike England, that's pretty much why we adopted them, correct?
Yes, a lot of it, yeah. And I can't. It's rough, but
I just find it so mind blowing. I guess I would like to think that people have more humanity and compassion.
I would have let them in. So come in and look, man. If
that would have been like, oh, whatever you need, I'll do it. But I don't know what Pine Bluff was like in '94. Maybe
it was rough.
Maybe
it was rough. It was not nice.
I mean,
there was sections of town that were good, but there were sections of the town that were absolutely horrid.
And I could think if I was in that time frame, I would be scared to let any of law enforcement in.
The 90s is, especially if you're a minority, which we don't know. If
she's African American.
Well,
I don't know if the her employer was.
I wouldn't trust them either. You know what I mean? I don't trust the cops enough now. And I'm a white dude in a white neighborhood.
I would like to believe they wouldn't do anything, but like I said, that's as
I've seen way too many people get their asses handed to them for trusting the wrong people.
Well, nowadays, if you do anything stupid like that, it'll end up on the TikTok.
It's Florida, man.
If people need to watch that. What channel is that on?
HBO.
HBO. It's awesome. You guys got to watch that.
Adam Devine was on there. He was a very high man who went and raided a Little Caesars.
Oh, that show makes you laugh.
And had the rabbit thing.
It's based on real things. And it's like Florida Man. There's a reason why there's Florida Man.
So they still don't know anything about it. And they're probably not going to know anything about this unless somebody recants or they find a body. Yeah,
which is really sad. That's what I'm saying. There's not a whole lot, but I was like very mind blown by it. Like, there's got to be something. You know what I'm saying? Something.
Well, the problem is, too, if you're not in the right clique sometimes, especially in the South, and remember 94, you think 94, okay, that's pretty normal. That's pretty, that's newer. No, it's not. My grandfather was still around in 94. I was going down there to Stuttgart, which is not too far away from Pine Bluff. And my grandfather would help you. My grandfather would be a nice guy. My grandfather and my family would help you out. And my grandfather did help people out in the way he was taught that he should help you out. For example, there was a very poor lady who happened to be a minority. But remember, my grandfather was born in the 20s. Mm-hmm. So we have to take it for what it is. And what he did is he would go fishing and he'd catch a bunch of fish, take them to her house, and she'd clean all the fish. He'd take half of them, leave half of them with her, and he didn't have to pay her for cleaning them. But she had food.
Yeah.
And for years, that's the only way that woman ate was when people went and fished and brought her fish because she didn't have any money.
Oh, wow.
But she didn't have any money because she was a minority and there wasn't any jobs for her to do. Because she was a minority, she's female, she's in Stuttgart, population 10,000. In a deep-ass South.
Yeah.
So, she had a bunch of kids and everything, so she's doing her thing. So in 94, that mentality was still the top of the dog mentality. It wasn't like now, where you go down there and good luck, everybody, it's game on for everybody.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. And people who say, well, that's still racist. No, it's racist, but it runs both ways now. Trust me. I can give you all kinds of stories of how it goes. Racist against the minorities and racist against the whites. Trust me. It runs both ways, especially now.
During Northwest Arkansas, I don't ever remember.
We don't do. Yeah, we don't run into it very much. We run into anti-Mexican stuff.
Yeah,
and that's because Springdale has a 50% immigrant population.
Yeah.
And it annoys a lot of people. That's not so much racism, it's a cultural clash with a little bit of racism sprinkled in that because it's one of those things. But down in Deep South, we're talking the real deal. We're talking Jim Crows and the whole 9 yards. It was bad. My grandfather was quite racist, but he didn't know how else to be. That's
I think
how he was raised.
I think our grandparents were that way.
Not as bad as my grandpa.
Yeah. All right, our next case.
But no, so because she was minority in 94, it's more than likely they didn't care because she's minority in 94 and she ran off. She just ran away.
I would like to hope that that's the case. Just for
she didn't run away, probably. She probably did.
She probably didn't run away, but
But that's how the cops treated it, more than likely. I would say that's a good hypothesis.
Yeah.
Because knowing Pine Bluff the way I do, because I was there in 1994, the cops didn't care. And as you know, with the West Memphis 3, which is not that far away from Pine Bluff, the cops do what they think is right, not what is right.
And that was in the 90s too, West
Memphis,
correct?
Yes, it was 94, 93.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So yeah, it's all in the mixture of that.
Yeah, it's all in the mixture of that. And forensics be damned, we're going to put in jail who we want. That's the mentality of the state at the time.
It's just awful.
It is awful. So more than likely she was killed and they didn't care because there wasn't anybody. So they just walked off and forgot about it. And now people are like, what the hell? Now I could be completely wrong. It's my opinion. I don't know what happened.
But I'd like to think that the family would have closure, but I don't think they're going to.
Well, closure's a fallacy anyway. You never get closure for somebody. It's something that's ripped apart from you.
That's true. But a sense of at least knowing.
Yeah, that's different.
Well, now we're going to take the next case and we're going to go back to 1978.
Where's this at?
This is Mary Bobo or Jimmie Shinn, Shinn. Now, she was reported missing on July 20th, 1978. And this is, she was in Magnolia, which you would know where Magnolia is at more than I am.
Maybe.
Where is it at?
I'm looking it up here.
She was 25.
Yeah, and no, she was not Asian. She was a white girl.
She was white.
Unfortunately, it's
female, obviously. But this lady was, believe it or not, she had an art studio and she would teach art.
It sounded like she might be Asian because it's Shin. You never know.
Oh, I didn't even think about that, to be honest.
Yeah.
So she was also an art teacher. She liked to teach art. She had her own studio and she's kind of freelancing on the side, trying to sell a house. So she was scheduled to meet a prospective client on the 19th. And he was going to meet her there. And basically what he was trying to do is he was trying to convince her to basically I will give, if you give me that house, then I will give you a parcel of land.
Oh, wow.
Kind of thing. And she basically didn't think that this would go through, this would work. It seemed to be an okay transaction. He didn't seem creepy to her. And so they went about their day. Then he calls again on the 20th, just as July 20th. Said he wants to see the house again, but his car is in the shop. So she picks him up at an Easy Mart, which this is 78. I wouldn't pick...
Magnolia, Arkansas is down deep south Arkansas, almost Shreveport. It's down on the same plane as El Dorado. And no, it's not El Dorado. It's El Dorado, Arkansas. I know. It's spelled the same as El Dorado, but it's El Dorado. El Dorado? No. It'd be in between Texarkana and El Dorado or...
Oh, so it's down there.
Yeah. It's the only thing lower.
So, so she's thinking, okay,
it's in the mountains. It's not mountains, but it's rough hills. It's not plains. Like in the state cuts off right about Camden, El Dorado, to where it's anything east of Camden and El Dorado is going to be flat. Anything west of Camden, El Dorado is going to be hard hills.
Oh, I've never been down there.
Yeah.
So, she meets him at an Easy Mart. She's going to pick him up, take him to the house.
An Easy Mart is a gas station in the South.
Yeah.
Which is Easy Mart was the come and go or Maverick of the day, Casey's of the day.
Now, I remember, this is totally off subject, but it's I'll find this interesting. You think Easy Mart, 7-Elevens will always has gas pumps, right?
Yeah.
When I went to College of Michigan, there was an Easy Mart there / 7-Eleven with no gas pumps.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing. That's totally sidebar. But
there's one in Fayetteville that doesn't have any gas pumps.
That's so weird to me.
It's down there. It's down there by where Donald used to live.
So basically she picks the guy up and there is a carpenter that sees her with this guy at this house.
Why did she pick him up? Do we even know?
he said his car was in the shop. So she probably, I'm just making an assumption.
Stranger danger.
Well, she thought, well, I met him yesterday. He seemed okay. Maybe he wants to see the house again. Well, no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
That's where the weird part gets. But basically, there's a carpenter that's across the street, sees the two of them looking at this house between 11:30 and 12:30. And then basically she goes to show this house with this guy and is never seen again.
Where's the house at?
Let me look. I found an address.
It's in Magnolia.
Found an address. Let me pull it up.
Luguli?
East McNeil Street, Magnolia.
Yeah, there's not many streets in there. Really? Wow.
I
I'm
didn't.
just pulled up a map here. East McNeil? Mm-hmm. Does it even exist?
I mean, sometimes street names change. I mean,
I don't know. So there's Main Street. Everybody's got a Main Street. Why does everybody have to have a Main Street?
it's just easy, I guess. I don't know.
Why would you want that? I don't care.
So basically,
I don't see a Sleazy Mart anymore.
who knows? I mean, a lot of the stuff that we remember around here that were the Easy Marts at gas stations are no longer anything or existed.
Sleazy Mart.
Or there's something else.
No Sleazy Mart.
This is in 78, so who knows?
Yeah.
So basically, her car is found at Smitty's grocery that same day around 5 o'clock that evening.
So this is like downtown.
I didn't look at it on the map, to be honest.
Well, so she's on the road, right? And you end up at the Smitty's. Mm-hmm. It's basically just like one of those old hometown groceries is what it was.
Yeah.
Where it's just a building on the side of the road. It's not a grocery store like we know now.
It's probably not the same thing for them.
No.
But
so it's just, and now you would just see this old beat up house thinking, no, that's just an old beat up house. No, it used to be the grocery store where they used to go to get their food.
yeah,
Interesting.
Sometimes small towns just had like one grocery store and that was it.
Yeah. And I still can't find that road. It's like it's disappeared.
Or who knows, maybe now it's renamed.
Yeah, it could have been like Martin Luther King Drive. They sucked up a lot of streets in the 2000s.
So what's weird though is inside of her car was her purse that was dumped out on the driver's side of the door.
Yeah.
Wallet and cash were still present. Her white tennis shoes were jammed underneath the pedals of the car.
Jammed into the pedals?
Yeah.
Why
is it jammed under the pedals?
That's weird.
That is weird. So basically, any fingerprints that they pulled from the car don't match anybody in any system. So
Really?
if,
Back then in the 70s too.
but you have to commit a crime in order for that stuff to be in there. So whoever this person is
They didn't have a national database either at that time.
but
The I-49 or something like that killer is the one that got all that.
But even if they had these fingerprint cards, I would think that they would be put into the system now and there's still not a match.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? That means to me, in my head, that if this person did it, either A, they did other crimes and wore gloves and were really smart about it, or B, they just didn't do anything else again to get in.
Or they just left town.
I would think that CODIS is national, isn't it?
Yeah, but CODIS didn't exist when this happened.
But wouldn't previous fingerprints be put into CODIS now?
Not necessarily. And especially a little town like this, if the state police wouldn't get involved, then no.
The FBI got involved in this one. I think state police got involved in this one.
And so it should be in there. You would think it'd eventually get in there.
Yeah.
I wonder how many of these things we could run now and put them back in there and they'd pop on somebody.
That's what I'm
because they
saying.
haven't done it in years. Because, why would they?
I would think if you're a cold case unit, that'd be one of the first things
What
you'd
was the
do.
name of that road again?
Let me find it. It's in my notes. It is
McNeil?
where's it at? Yes, McNeil Street.
East McNeil Street. Okay. So oh, wow. That's interesting. Look here.
What?
East McNeil Street is only right here. So there was a grocery store in East McNeil. Yeah. There wasn't, it wasn't actually, it was like right here.
Yeah, the house was on East McNeil. I don't know where the grocery store was.
Well, it'd be right next door. So the house is on East McNeil. There's nothing there now. They've torn down most of it. There's only a handful of them left.
He's looking at Google Earth.
Yeah, I'm looking at satellite. Watching this satellite. There's a few other down the road, but I imagine the store's right there because this is the middle school. It's right there by the middle school. So that means this was the main part of town at one point, and that's where it goes on the Jackson. It turns into West McNeil Street. So, yeah, the grocery store would have been right there where they turned from east to west because that would be more the city center. Okay. And there wasn't anything out there at the time because now there's a Highway 79 going around it, but there's no houses out there, and it's not in East McNeil doesn't go all the way. So, yeah, it's definitely one of those little hole-in-the-wall grocery stores that's sitting there. It probably looks like an old abandoned building now, or just a frame.
Well, what's weird about this case is the family got a little frustrated, and obviously they hired a private investigator. Well, the private investigator, I think, and the police basically were not communicating well to each other. The private investigator thought that he found someone that he thought would potentially be a suspect.
Really?
But the problem is it's been said that a psychic called the private investigator, from what I understand, and said that her body would be found buried on top of the deceased, inside the casket on top of the deceased at this particular type of, tomb.
Did they dig it up?
They did.
Oh, jeez.
The family gave permission.
Why would they go off as a psychic?
I thought that. I was like, a psychic? Okay, so basically she wasn't in there.
No, of course she wasn't.
But here's the kicker, though. The guy that was passed away in the casket, his son committed suicide, supposedly what they've been able to discover. I don't know if it's true or not, but this is what allegedly commit suicide a couple of weeks after Mrs. I'm going to call her Bobo, Mrs. Bobo's death. Really? And so two investigators thought, well, he's the one that did it. But when you talk to the police department about it, they said they don't have anything to link this gentleman to her.
Huh. They did find fingerprints. That's true.
So the family of this person that passed away, they didn't give her name, basically was very upset and very angry that obviously, their names are slandered and slaughtered and persecuted in the paper, that they do a lawsuit.
Oh, no.
Yeah, which, I could kind of understand their point, but at the same time, it's like they did it, probably had him dug up out of just courtesy and doing the right thing and that and the other. But I think basically it's been in the newspapers I was reading, these private investigators gave more information to the press and to the public than they did the police department. So
he's running a name for himself, obviously.
Yeah.
Maybe. And maybe the cops weren't listening. I don't know.
We don't really know.
Who hired the psychic? That's what I want to know.
The psychic, I couldn't find, I don't think anybody was hired. I didn't really say much detail that I could find other than the psychic just, I guess, at the kindness of her heart, decided to call this, investigators and say, this is where she's at. So it's pretty sad.
I'm sorry if you believe in that kind of stuff and listening today, but psychics very rarely, if any at all, have ever panned out for anybody.
What's weird, though, but the family's lawsuit was maliciously slandered and damaged members of the family in the press.
Which family members?
The one of the decedent that they dug up. They basically were saying, you're saying our son did it. He committed suicide.
But they didn't dig up his grave, did they?
No, he dug up his father's grave.
I was going to say, what?
So they're upset.
How are they? Did they win that lawsuit?
I could not find anything about if it was overturned.
Probably dropped.
It was probably dropped, yeah. So they have a sketch of this man that she was showing this house to, and it was quoted that he looks like thousands of people. He doesn't look like anybody in particular. He doesn't have any particular type of features that can make him be known. But one other thing that I found that I was kind of like...
He looks like Chuck Norris in a hat.
Yeah.
He does. He looks like Chuck Norris in a hat.
Yeah. Another thing that made me think the sign of the times for 78 is it's saying in the newspapers, we're looking for a deaf mute who may have seen her leave with the man.
That's helpful.
I'm like, ouch. Can you word that just a tad bit nicer?
Well, it's
a 78. Yeah, I know, but ouch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, look here. He's Mountain Man right here. He's
he looks
just
like
a big beard, dark hair, whatever.
They said he's 6 foot tall, has a beard. And I'm thinking that sounds like anybody. And I was also reading how, like, at that time, they were doing such a heavy investigation of blocking off roads. They were like talking to all these people. They were really trying hard to figure out what's going on. And basically, it was quoted as saying, if you don't want to be, basically investigated, shave your beard off. But I'm thinking in my head, they're doing all they can. Granted, this is 78. This is 78.
Yeah.
Things are so much different now. But yeah.
Well, it really annoys me the way we used to do things.
Yeah.
Because if they didn't have social standing, they didn't look for you.
Yeah.
This is the same thing as the other girl.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't have social standing, so they didn't look for her. She's got social standing, so they look for her.
Which is wrong.
Yeah, it's extremely wrong. And it's just a sign of the times.
But, I've heard several people say, like, only white girls get on social media and known.
That's not true. We've covered a lot of those cases we've talked about.
But
we're not white girls.
But we make a point to including everybody. But
they've got huge amount of press, though.
Well, Gabby, I think people give the example of Gabby Petito.
Well, okay.
I don't.
Gabby Petito got a bunch of notoriety because she was all over and she had a huge audience to begin with.
Yeah, she did.
You have to understand that she had a huge audience to begin with. She wasn't going around bad mouthing people. She wasn't complaining about stuff. She was just trying to be happy and show how she wanted to show the world that everything was perfect.
Yeah, her travel in the world, which I think with her idea of going in a van and traveling places sounds fun, but
down by the river.
Well,
what?
So we got the police department upset with the private investigators. The private investigators talking to the press, not really talking to them. The private investigators are accusing somebody that the police department doesn't think have any merit or anything that they can prove that they did anything, and not even a person of interest. So basically, this poor girl, there is nothing. It's like poof, she disappeared. So
her car just showed up one day. That was it.
Yeah, she had what was it? I found it.
Like Gina Ridenhour.
A 1976 Buick Special that she drove.
I had one of those for like a day and it died because the timing chain was no good.
But, nothing to go on. There's no fingerprints that match anybody. Her purse is dumped in the car. Her wallet and everything's there.
I'd like to run those fingerprints through CODIS now. That would be interesting.
I would like to think that we've done that, but...
Yeah. Good luck. I mean, who knows? How many times have we seen that where we think they did and they didn't? But
the private investigators claim that Morris is the man that they're basically who killed himself. His last name's Morris. I found it in my notes. That which this is circumstantial if you think about it, matched the description that was given to the police sketch, which if you look at the pit sketch, if you pull it up, he looks like every mountain man in Arkansas. And he took off work the day she disappeared. That doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything. Absolutely.
I mean,
you got to put him there. You got to just demonstrably put him there. But people got convicted for way less.
Another thing I found out is they did, Henry Lee Lucas, the guy that was like he was accused.
Why don't we just blame it on BTK?
They had to investigate and look to see if Henry Lee Lucas had
I wonder if that crazy son of a bitch over there at the Arkansas Democrat Gazette, if he tried to blame this on BTK.
This lady?
Yeah. He blames everything on BTK. He tries to link every case to BTK.
I don't think BTK left the state of Kansas.
I understand that. I agree with you. But this guy from the Arkansas Democrat Gazette, the podcast, he tries to link everything to BTK. Every time I hear something, he's like, BTK did this, BTK. I'm like, no, it doesn't have rhyme or reason to do with BTK. His MO is completely different and he doesn't change.
No.
Sorry, my rant for the day. That guy annoys me.
But I thought it was
I'm sure
interesting.
he does a good job with his investigative work, but for some reason he wants to blame everything on BTK.
And I don't think BTK left Kansas. So
I know he did.
It's Wichita, Kansas. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's funny that they contemplated Henry Lee Lucas because they felt like they had to rule him out. I
wonder if he actually ever killed anybody.
I don't know, but I couldn't find anything saying that they dismissed it. Obviously they dismissed it, or this would have been solved, but they didn't find anything in the paper or anything I could find that, they felt like they had to rule it out because Henry Lee Lucas was making a bunch of comments about a bunch of cases that he was just rambling off, I think.
Yeah, he was just going off the newspapers, if I remember correctly. They would go and investigate him and say, you could have found this out in the newspaper. Exactly.
But this case has been brought up lots and lots throughout Arkansas. Even since 2011, they still bring up a couple podcasts have done it besides us now, YouTube channels. I mean, everybody's brought this case up, and it's there's nothing else to go on other than she just poof disappeared with our last one, which is so crazy.
She met a magician.
Yeah, poof.
Yeah.
But I don't know, the guy that obviously saw the house, I think it's kind of strange that he was trying to convincing her to hey, I'll give you this parcel of land if you give me this house. And then he calls back and then she's gone. I mean, I would think
he called back.
Yeah. I remember on the 19th, he wanted to see the house.
Yeah.
And then he called back on the 20th, picked her up. She picked him up from Easy Mart.
Yeah.
It's the same guy.
But did he call back after she went missing?
No.
So that's probably him.
Yeah, it's probably him.
And if it would have been the guy in town who everybody knew, more than likely they would have said, no, that was Jimmie or whoever that did this. It's probably not even, it's probably not the guy. It's probably just some random person
that's looking at a house.
Yeah, because they would have recognized him and said, why are you parking your car here behind the grocery store? And isn't that somebody else's car? Because those towns aren't that big.
Yeah, 78 people would know everybody's business.
Yeah.
But so I'm thinking okay.
Facebook literally was the book you had in front of your face.
Yeah. But if you think about it, this guy had to pre-plan this.
No, I don't know. It could be a disorganized kill. We don't know because we don't have the body.
There's no body, but there's been some things in the paper that I've read and other things that they know something is brewing, but the investigators are not saying anything. I read something where they got a tip towards South Magnolia in another little area of the county to go dig, but nothing was said as far as what they found. Did they find anything? Did they find a body? Did they find evidence? It's they mention it, a little snippet, and then it's gone.
Was it this year?
Yes.
Well, they may be waiting for DNA.
Yeah, which DNA I would imagine.
Is it a dog? Is it a person? Is it a deer?
Yeah.
Is it a Romulan?
They brought cadaver dogs out and stuff like that. So they're still actively working this case. I mean, they're still trying to.
At least they're still trying. I mean, they're picking up the slack for back in the day. But I just get annoyed because that other girl just gone and nobody cares.
I know, and it's just not fair. I guess that's what drew me to the case is because there's not much.
Kind of a dichotomy between the two. They're searching for her years later, and nobody's doing anything on the other one,
which is not right. But I guess I like to always go for the underdogs that don't get talked about. But the mom, from what I understand in the first
days, you liked me.
You're the underdog. I'll wait to see what he says.
I'm just gonna go on.
But anyways, she tried. The mom's been trying. The mom tries in this case. I mean, they're all actively getting out there. But I guess that's why I keep looking into Arkansas. Is because how many other cases have gotten such injustice because of race, wealth, that kind of stuff. And it makes me freaking afraid of everything in a way. Be careful, 78, everybody was hitchhiking.
Yeah.
70, I remember my parents. This is the part that
I hope you remember your parents.
Wait, mind blown me about this case. So she's seeing a house, right? I remember being a little kid, I should say little, maybe elementary, junior high. And my parents getting in the realtor's car and us go driving around our houses and how innocent that was. Mm-hmm.
We still do it today.
They still do it today too. But this is lady who's trying to flip a house. She's trying to sell a house. You know, she's getting all excited. She's an art teacher.
Everybody knows her.
And boom, she's gone. Because she's in a vulnerable position because she picks this guy up in her vehicle. You know, she does a meeting there.
This is how horror movies start.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah.
But yeah, so those are my 2 stories. If you know have any information, please call the Arkansas State Police. I don't think anybody, hopefully I don't know, maybe somebody's listening might have some information. It would be nice to know that we're doing something positive.
Well, we're talking about them.
That's what counts.
The one girl that, what's her name again? The very vowel-filled Pine Bluff name.
Because I always butcher her name. Miss Hall.
Yeah, Miss Hall.
Mrs. Hall.
Yeah. That's the one. Somebody needs to go to that house and dig it out again.
Yeah.
If you own that house, if you know somebody who owns that house, I mean, if it's still standing, it needs to be searched again. Because more than likely she's under the baseboards or in the backyard.
Yeah, or somewhere.
I would want to rule that out.
But it makes me think of like, you know, watching your neighbors. Are they bringing weird stuff out of the trash can? You know, stuff. You know,
Florida man.
Thank God we're not Florida man.
Well, they're, you know, the devil worshippers next door, and he just happens to be a sheriff deputy, so you can't do anything about it.
Go watch Florida Man.
It's very, very troubling.
Yeah.
The things people do. The only reason why we don't have Arkansas Man is because Arkansas does not require us to publish within 48 hours what's been going on. We're a privacy state. No one knows. But in Florida, they have to tell you immediately when somebody's going to jail.
Which is why sometimes researching these podcasts for Arkansas have been challenging.
It's very difficult because they don't talk about squat.
But we get what we can. But if anybody does have any information about these cases or other information, please reach out to us because we would love to get, we do our darndest to get as much as we can. But
the problem what we have is Andrew's got a day job and I don't have the fundage to run after like the one guy for the Arkansas Democrat Gazette. He gets paid a salary to do that. I do not. We do not. We cost us. We had to pay $40 to be able to go on air today.
We do this because we care about these cases. We care about people.
Well, it's interesting. It's
interesting, and we like to try to do something positive.
Andrew's only hobby.
Maybe. I don't know.
That nutcrackers.
Yes.
You got a nutcracker mug today.
Yes, I did.
You enjoy that.
You can contribute to my nutcracker fund.
No, I don't have enough nutcrackers.
I have like 40 of them. I need more.
I'm collecting my most favorite thing to collect. I told your son, remember? Dead presidents. I enjoy
money.
collecting dead presidents, yes.
Money, yeah. Money.
Pictures of dead presidents. I really enjoy Washington, but, Franklin is more what I'm looking for these days.
Franklin.
If I can find some Franklins, that'd be nice.
Franklins, some Bills.
Yeah, Jefferson's okay. I mean, just what you should do though is you should get like 6, or 5 Jeffersons together and go get a Franklin. Send the Franklin.
Contribute to Paul's President's Fund.
Yes, my presidential memorial. Yes.
You're so funny.
What?
Nothing. So, if anybody has any ideas for cases, please shoot us a line. At paulg@paulgnewton.com.
Yeah. She doesn't have an email address because she didn't want one.
It's not that. It's just...
You don't want one.
I don't...
And it costs more money, too. It costs another $175 a year to get you an email address.
Why don't we just do something off Yahoo? It's free.
No, because it's got to have paulgnewton.com. Because that's where you're supposed to go. That's where everything's at.
Yes, his swag. Our swag, we have
My stories, other podcasts, Paul G's Corner. It's all living right there. Plus, you can see what I look like and go, oh, what a handsome man.
He's married, guys.
Yeah, especially the guys. I'm not.
Girls, he's married.
Girls?
Yeah, Squid Wars of...
The Squid Wars of 2175 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
We must remember that date in the future.
Yeah.
We must commiserate that future date.
And the Walmart...
CSI parking lot.
Which anybody from Arkansas would probably find that funny, especially around here.
I put up a Christmas one as well. Christmas t-shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But the biggest thing we really need right now is we just need feedback. if you guys could just, tell us what you actually think about the episodes, or go listen to Paul G's Corner, where I actually do some pretty cool stuff.
He does. You get some cool stories of stuff that I didn't even know remotely happened in history.
Like Hawaii went under a nuclear missile threat for about 38 minutes until somebody finally said, "Oh, never mind."
Oopsie. I don't know my Twitter password.
Yeah, they were gonna tell everybody it was okay, it was safe, but they forgot their Twitter password and they couldn't recall the alert for the incoming ballistic missiles.
They weren't real, but people thought they were.
Well, it's because it said, "This is not a drill" on the alert that you sent. Like you get a weather alert on your phone, thunderstorm.
Yeah.
They sent that out.
That's not hilarious, but it is hilarious.
It's oh my God.
That's
kind of moment.
Yep.
All right. What else? Anything else coming up? It's Christmas.
Yeah, I haven't thought about other cases yet. I haven't looked.
Well,
GPT sometimes gives us fake cases, so we gotta.
Yeah, you gotta watch out. Cade Mercer lies. It's a lying liar.
I agree with that.
Lying liar.
You gotta fact check. AI is only as good as, I guess, it wants to be.
It's getting worse right now. It got better for a while. Now it's getting worse again. It comes when they update it. Sometimes they break it.
Anything that you update on a computer or anything, whether it's work or personal, something breaks.
Yeah.
It's very frustrating at work.
At work?
Yes. Whenever they do an update, I cringe.
Oh,
because something's going to break.
I was like, they're not using AI at the hospitals.
I don't know. They might. Some of our software kind of is.
Yeah, I can see that. All right. I don't know. Send us money. That's what I need. Actually, what we need you to do is share.
Share us. Give us 5 stars. Give us feedback.
I need a big share.
Or if you give us 1 star, tell us
we need
why.
more people to listen.
Yeah. Share it. Share it with your friends.
I don't know if I want to keep doing this. Nobody's going to listen.
It takes a while for things to hit.
I've been doing it since 2001.
Yeah, but
or 2021.
We took a hiatus for a bit.
Yeah, but I was doing it for a year before that. 2 years before that.
Well, that's true.
All right, I got to pee real bad. So we got to go now.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening to Things I Want to Know. You want these stories, and we want to bring them to you. So hit the support link and keep this circus and the mics alive. Then do us a favor, rate and subscribe. It helps the show find more people just like you, the ones who like their mysteries real and their storytellers unfiltered. And if you want to wear a little bit of this madness, grab some Andrea-approved gear at paulgnewton.com. We make these things for you because it matters, and you're the kind who knows the difference.